चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नमः ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिन् इति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वती देवी गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna. I offer my obeisances to all the devotees who joined this session. Today we'll discuss on an important topic: is God partial? Many times we see in this world, some people are experiencing some difficulties, some people are very happy, some are very educated, and some are not so educated. Some are beautiful, some are not so beautiful. So, like that, we see varieties in this world. Not everyone belongs to the same category or experiences the same kind of privileges or joys or pleasures or pains in this world. Why this discrimination? If everybody is a child of God, can't we expect that everyone should have similar experience in this world? And some people attribute this to partiality of the Lord. So is the Lord partial? So let's see what the Shastras say. How would you feel if your parents are partial towards your sibling? For example, if the mother or the father neglects one child and gives more preference to another child, what will happen to the neglected child? Like you saw the example of Uttanpada Maharaj. He was keeping his younger son Uttama on his lap, but he ignored Dhruva, who was just 5 years old boy. He is just trying to sit on father's lap, and Uttanpada Maharaj simply neglected him. Right? He did not accept him, and that created so much of pain in the heart of Dhruva Maharaj. Right, as all of you know. So it's expected that a father or a mother treats all the children equally, and also a teacher treats all the students equally. Perception of partiality is painful and can demotivate people and slacken their spirits. Although people want to be treated equally, if they get some unequal treatment, and if their colleagues are being treated so well, and if they are not treated so well, people naturally feel very painful, right? Krishna said in the Bhagavad Gita that he is actually equal to all. But it also seems that he is quite partial. Now you see, Krishna said in the Gita, Mamaivamso jiva loke jiva bhutah sanatanaha. All people are my amshas. All the living beings are my amshas, my parts. So, if all of them are his parts, why can't he love everyone? But Krishna says, no. Actually, I'm equal to everyone. Samoham sarva bhuteshu name dveshyosti na priyaha. You know what is the meaning of this shloka? Krishna says, Samo aham sarva bhuteshu. I am equal to all living entities. Name dveshyosti. I don't hate anyone. Na priyaha. I don't hold anyone especially dear to me. Basically, he says, I am not partial. I am equal to all. But. Tu means but. But. Ye bhajanti tu mam bhaktya. If someone does bhajan of Krishna with bhakti, means if one serves Krishna with devotion, mayite teshu chapyaham. I am there in that devotee and he is there in me. Basically, he says, I am especially inclined towards those people who serve me, who love me, who does my bhajan. Although I am equal to all in general, but I am specially inclined to my devotees. Let's keep that unparking. Let's see another shloka from the Bhagavad Gita, where Krishna clearly explains how he treats different people differently. Paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya cha dushkritam dharma samsthapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. Paritranaya sadhunam means Krishna protects sadhus, good people. Second, vinashaya cha dushkritam means he destroys demoniac people. Dharma samsthapanarthaya, to establish dharma, sambhavami yuge yuge, he appears in different yugas. Now here, Krishna spoke about his two kinds of dealings, 1 and 2. If you are a sadhu, he will protect you. If you are not a sadhu, dushkritam, if you are a miscreant, Krishna will punish you. So clearly it's established that favoritism, Krishna has favoritism towards sadhus. He doesn't treat everyone equally. So there is inequality in treatment, but this inequality in treatment is quite natural. Let's see more examples. You see, the Supreme Lord Vishnu appeared in the form of Varahadev and Narasimhadev. And in these two forms, the Lord killed Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu, two great demons. So these people are demons, therefore the Lord was killing them. He was not protecting them, he was killing them. But while killing Hiranyaksha, the Lord protected Mother Earth. While killing Hiranyakashipu, the Lord protected Prahlad Maharaj. So it's very clear that the Lord kills or punishes miscreants and he also protects his devotees, right? And there is another great incident in the 8th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. There, all the Devatas and Asuras, they come together to churn the milk ocean for the purpose of producing nectar. So when they were churning, the Lord assisted this whole endeavor in various ways. He became Kurma avatar. All of you know this. On the back of Kurma, this huge Meru mountain was kept, and then they were trying to churn the milk ocean. But when nectar came out, when Amrit came out, the Lord appeared in the form of Mohini Murti and he distributed all that Amrit to only the Devatas and he did not give a single drop to the demons. And there is one demon. There is one demon who disguised himself in the form of a Devata and tried to drink. Before that drop of nectar passed his throat, Mohini Murti chopped off his head. You see, with Sudarshan Chakra. So, this is the extent of the Lord's partiality. How partial the Lord is. He is showing favoritism to the Devatas. He is subduing the demons and favoring the Devatas. Therefore, the Lord is also called Surapriya. Surapriya means one who is very dear to Devatas. He loves the Devatas more than the demons. Very clear. So, but there is an important reason behind the Lord's apparent partiality, apparent favoritism towards the Devatas. In another context, you see, there is one great demon king named Bali Maharaj. He was defeated, he was deprived of Amrit in the Samudra Manthan episode, but later he pleased the Brahmanas and he became very powerful. He was equipped with so much of military army and weapons, and with all this strength, he came to Amaravati. He came to the planet of Indra, the kingdom of Indra, Svargalok, and he wanted to fight with Indra. Just by seeing the enthusiasm of Bali Maharaj, just by seeing the greatness of Bali Maharaj and his strength, Indra got scared, and although he just recently drank Amrit, Indra and all the Devatas ran away from the kingdom, from the heavenly kingdom. And Bali Maharaj occupied these heavens. And as we know, to favor Indra, to favor all the Devatas, the Lord appeared in the form of Vamana Dev and went to Bali Maharaj and begged 3 steps of land. I want 3 steps of land. And Bali Maharaj offered 3 steps of land. But with 2 steps, the Lord occupied the entire universe. Vamana Dev occupied the entire Bhumandala with 1 step, 1 foot, and he occupied the entire upper planets with the second step. And with his own gigantic body, he covered the entire outer space. And he asked, "Where is the third step, my dear Bali?" Then Bali offered his head, and the Lord pushed him down to Sutala planet. Can you just imagine how partial the Lord is, apparently? So he has pushed Bali Maharaj down to the Sutala planet, and he has given all this heavenly kingdom, the rulership of all these 3 worlds, to the Devatas. So it seems partiality. Many people still, what to say, they criticize the Lord, that the Lord is very partial. How can he favor the Devatas and with cheating propensity, how can he completely take away all the property of the demons, right? Because Bali Maharaj has not given the third step yet, Vamanadev even arrested him with a Varuna Pasha. And then Bali Maharaj said, "Okay, take my head." So the Lord seems to be like showing so much of favoritism to the devatas and some of his devotees, but he doesn't show that favoritism towards the demons. Why is it so? Let's see. Very important point here. Krishna has nothing to achieve or lose by favoring the devatas or by destroying the demons. Yes, he is favoring the devatas hundreds of times. He is destroying the demons also so many times. But does he attain anything by doing so? Does he lose anything by doing so? Or does he lose anything by not doing so? Unlike ordinary, selfish, materialistic people, he need not be partial. He has no need to be partial. But still he is showing partiality. The reason is that the Lord is not actually partial, he is reciprocal. There is a difference between partiality and reciprocality, reciprocal nature. Krishna said in the Gita, Ye yatha mam prapadyante tamstathaiva bhajamyaham. Ye yatha mam prapadyante, the way people take my shelter, tamstataiva bhajamyaham, I appreciate them or I reciprocate with them accordingly. If someone approaches the Lord with love, the Lord shows love. If someone approaches the Lord with enmity, the Lord shows enmity. As simple as that. Human eyes only see the external endeavor, but divine eyes, Krishna's eyes, see the attitude behind the endeavor and reciprocates accordingly. This is not partiality on the Lord's part. Actually, one who is influenced by the three modes, Sattva Guna, Rajoguna, Tamoguna, such people exhibit partiality. But the Lord is Nirguna, Gunatita. He is beyond these material modes. How can he exhibit any partiality? He is beyond the dualities of happiness, distress, success, failure, victory, defeat, heat, cold, darkness, light. He is beyond all this. He is in a transcendental plane. Actually, he is self-sufficient. Means he doesn't depend on anyone else for his happiness. He is called Atmarama. He is Aptakama. He is Purana Manoratha. Generally, people in this world show partiality towards others when they have something to attain from them. Let me be partial towards this person will help me in this way. He is already helping me in this way. Then there is some partiality, right? Or somebody shows some partiality towards one's own children or one's own siblings or brothers or sisters, etc. because there's a blood relation, there's some connection. But everybody is related to the Lord. How can he show partiality towards anyone? And on top of it, he doesn't have to get anything from anybody. Even though he seems to side the devatas, unlike the devata worshippers, he is not dependent on the devatas for his happiness. He is not afraid of demons. Or he is not feeling distressful because of the demoniac activities, because of the activities of the demons. So Krishna has nothing to achieve by favoring the devatas. He has nothing to achieve by destroying the demons. Unlike ordinary selfish materialistic people, he need not be partial. We already mentioned this, right? So, although in this Samudra Manthan episode that we just briefly discussed, the devatas and the demons both have put similar effort to produce nectar. All the result came to the devatas and not the demons, because the devatas are obedient to the Lord. They're righteous. They are dedicated to the service of the Lord. Of course, there are some mistakes that the devatas also have done, but overall, devatas are obedient to the Lord. Devatas are respectful to the Lord. Devatas are appointed administrators of this universe, and their service is to take care of various affairs of this universe. So devatas are very obedient and submissive, and they are doing service to the whole universe on behalf of the Lord. But the demons are very envious. They are very troublesome. They stop spiritual activities. They attack Brahmanas. They mishandle, they mistreat women. They mistreat the sages. Like that, demons are very, very demoniac. If you give them Amrit, that will only increase their poisonous qualities. So material activity is performed only to satisfy oneself, but spiritual activity is meant to satisfy the Lord. So because the devatas are serving the Lord, trying to satisfy the Lord, they're engaged in spiritual activities in general. Of course, there are some mistakes in them also. There are some flaws, but overall, they are dedicated to the Lord's service, but the demons are purely doing only material activities. So this is reciprocal nature. The Lord reciprocates with people according to their mentality. And that reciprocal nature cannot be called as partiality. Don't you think it is expected? For example, in a classroom, there are so many students, and the professor, the teacher, is giving a lecture to all the students. So there is equality. Yes, the teacher is equal to all. All the students have the privilege and the right and opportunity to hear the uh, lecture of the professor, undoubtedly. And she's not, the professor is not going and blocking the ears of some students. Mhm. He's giving the same lecture. But there are some students who don't hear the lecture sincerely. There are some students who are not very sincere in their studies, doing their assignments or projects. So, and there are some students who are very, very sincere. They ask some relevant questions, they take down notes nicely, they complete their assignments well. If they have any doubts, they will even meet the professor after the class hours, also in the staff room, and try to learn the subject more. So in this way, the students, all students are equal to the teacher in one sense, but some students naturally attract more attention of the teacher because of their good behavior and discipline. Similarly, the Devatas, with their obedience levels, they attracted the Lord's attention more than these demons who are very selfish and have absolutely no devotion. And this is not partiality, by the way, right? Krishna protected the Vrajavasis, and he taught a lesson to the uh, king of the Devatas, Indra. It's not about his partiality, basically, he's reciprocal with them. So, Krishna is especially inclined towards his devotees because they approach him with devotion, with sincerity, with service attitude, and they seek shelter of the Lord by depending on him. So, once Prahlad Maharaj said, "My dear Lord, ordinary human beings discriminate between friends and enemies, favorable and unfavorable. But you have no conception of higher, lower, friends, enemies, etc. You offer benedictions to people, or you offer mercy towards people according to their desire, according to their approach, according to their consciousness. When God seems to favor some of us more than others, maybe there is a reason for that. Because He's God, He's the Supreme Lord." So, in regard to devotees, the Supreme Lord accepts the mood behind their service. Now, one more thing. Let's come to the case of devotees. We have clearly differentiated between devotees and some materialistic people. So, the Lord is equal to all, definitely. As Paramatma, He stays in the hearts of all living entities. Paramatma is equal to all. But as Bhagavan, He is reciprocal. Because materialistic people have material mentality, the Lord sometimes punishes them or even kills them depending on their mood. And because devotees have spiritual consciousness, the Lord reciprocates with them in a different way. Right? We have seen it so far. Now let's look at devotees. Within the devotees also, the Lord treats different devotees in different ways. Right? Let's come to this category exclusively. Mhm. So sometimes some devotees do more seva, some devotees do less seva. But Krishna doesn't differentiate between them or discriminate between them, saying that he's doing more seva, therefore more mercy, he's doing less seva, therefore less mercy. No. With what mood are they doing the seva? The quantity of seva may be more in the case of one devotee, and the quantity of seva may be less in the case of another devotee. But ultimately, both of them are having the right mood. If they have the right mood, then Krishna is equally pleased with both of them, right? The Lord is pleased with the attitude of our service more than the magnitude of our service. Therefore, he is called Bhavagrahi. One example. Hanumanji was bringing big, big boulders, huge trees, and mountain peaks for the construction of this bridge across the Lanka Ocean. But there is a small squirrel. The squirrel is trying to push some sand particles and some small pebbles and stones for the construction of the bridge. But Lord Ramachandra is equally pleased with both of them. Of course, Hanumanji's service is so great, undoubtedly, but squirrel is doing his best. So we may not be the best devotees or best servants of the Lord, but we can do our best. To the best of our ability, we can serve the Lord. So we need to focus on that point, that the Lord is not expecting big quantities of service from us. If you have that capacity, please do it. Engage your full capacity in Krishna's service. But if the capacity itself is limited, fine, no problem. You offer that much capacity service only, Krishna is pleased. But the problem is, even if you have this much capacity, you do this much service only, then naturally mercy will be less. Right? So once, let me give you one example. Once, Srila Prabhupada was offered some, I think $200 or something like that by Bhurijan Prabhu. And Prabhupada is so pleased, so grateful. Oh, amazing service, wonderful contribution, amazing seva. May you continue to serve like this. And I'm very happy that you are giving this contribution. Amazing. So Prabhupada appreciated it so much. But later, Tamal Krishna Maharaj, I think, so he brought $10,000 or $20,000. I don't remember the figure. He gave so much money, maybe 100 times or more than 100 times of amount that this other devotee has given. Prabhupada said, only this much? You should get more, right? So why this differentiation? For someone who has given $200, the Prabhupada is giving so much appreciation and expressing gratitude. For someone who has given $10,000 or $20,000, Prabhupada says, why only this much? You should do more. The difference is, this person has more capacity to get more for the service of the Lord, and this person is doing his maximum capacity to offer it to the Lord, to Prabhupada. So the Lord also gives us service according to our ability and expects us to serve according to the best of our ability, but that best of our ability need not be the best, absolutely speaking. So the Lord doesn't focus on the magnitude of our service, he focuses on the attitude behind the service. How sincere is our seva? That's important. Right? That's why the Lord's reciprocations with different people are different. The Lord does not treat everyone in a similar way. He is equal to all in the sense that he is merciful to everyone, but that does not mean he loses discrimination. He reciprocates with people according to their capacity. For example, a father has two kids. One is studying in the 7th standard, second one is studying in the 3rd standard. Father is equal to both the children, but father's treatment of the children definitely varies. Because the father is equal to both the kids, if the father provides the same textbooks that he is giving to the 3rd standard kid, to the 7th standard kid also, can you call it equality? Or if the mother feeds one chapati to the 3rd standard kid and same one chapati to the 10th standard kid, is she equal to all? The grown-up kid need more money, more food, and younger kids will take less food. So how much ever they can take, that much more food only the parents should provide, right? If the parents are feeding more food to a smaller kid or less food to a younger kid, older kid, thinking that we should be equal to both, that doesn't work, right? Their textbooks should be different, the facilities they receive should be different, the attention that they get should be different, and the amount of food that they receive will be different, their dresses will be different. It all depends on what the people need. You cannot call it partiality, right? Everybody cannot get same kind of privileges. Let me tell you the story of a bee. Once there was a bee, and this bee started searching for honey, nectar everywhere, right? And the bee is going to different flowers and then trying to collect some drops of honey from different flowers. And suddenly the bee found a beautiful lotus, very huge lotus. And the bee entered the lotus and started drinking that honey. There is unlimited quantity of honey there, and the bee is so engrossed drinking that honey. Meanwhile, the sun started setting. When the sun is setting, the bee did not realize that the sun is setting, and the bee is continuing to drink honey. But when the sun was setting, the petals of this lotus started closing on their own, and the bee was trapped within the lotus, and eventually the bee died. Now tell me, who is the cause of bee's death? The sun? Because of the sunset only, the lotus petals got closed. right? And because of that only the bee died. So who killed the bee? The sun killed the bee or the lotus killed the bee? Although the sun is setting, lotus should not have closed, you may say like that. Or seeing that the bee is still drinking honey, the sun should not have set, you may say like that also. But sun is not the cause of the bee's death. Similarly, the lotus is not the cause of bee's death. The bee should have realized that sun is going to set. Let me just move away from this. So the bee got trapped inside and died because of lack of smartness, because of lack of timing, right? So nobody is responsible for beast death. Similarly, in this material world, so many people undergo so many difficulties. The difficulties are not because of the Lord's neglect. They themselves acted in a certain way so that uh, the the Lord treated them in a certain way, right? So while the honey inside the lotus gave some enjoyment to the bee, the petals of the lotus caused the bee's death. But the lotus has neither favoritism nor enmity towards the bee. As far as sun is concerned, sun is just following his routine. He is rising and setting according to his schedule. He is not inimical towards the bee. The sun imparts its own qualities to the sunstone. The sun shows indifference towards blind people in one sense. The sun helps Chakravaka birds who become very excited when sun rises. And also, the sun helps so many people in so many ways, but the sun is very harmful to the thieves, to the owls, because owls like darkness, not light. Thieves also like to steal in darkness, but when the sun is like shining so brightly, everybody is awake, these robbers cannot steal. Therefore, the sun's rising and sun's setting will cause happiness to some people and distress to some people. That does not mean sun is partial. Sun is not partial to those people who are being happy seeing the sun, and sun is not inimical towards those people who are feeling sad because of the sun. Sun is just doing his duty. Similarly, the Lord also may treat different people in different ways. Some people experience happiness in this world, some people experience distress in this world. That is not because of the Lord's unequal treatment, or that is not because of the Lord's partiality. The Lord is equal to all, ultimately speaking. Different people relate with the Lord in different ways according to their own mentality, according to their own qualities, and accordingly He reciprocates with them. Now, let's see another example. The example of a judge. The judge in the court is giving a very severe punishment to a criminal, or the judge in the court is just giving a reward to another good man who has done some great service to the humanity by his courage or strength or money, whatever. Is the judge showing some partiality towards the second man and being inimical towards the first man? It all depends on their qualities, right? With the order of the court judge, somebody may be imprisoned, another person may be released from the jail. But one who is imprisoned must have done some criminal activity. But one who is released from the jail must have shown some good behavior in the jail. He must have shown some transformation in his character while living in the jail. Therefore, he is released. So this imprisonment or release are happening by the orders of the judge only ultimately, but the judge is not responsible for the happiness or distress of these two people. Their experiences are based on their own activities. If someone is getting released from the jail, that is because of his good character, and judge is reciprocating with that good character. And if someone is getting imprisoned, that is because of bad conduct, and he is responsible. The man, the criminal is responsible for this bad conduct. Judge is not responsible. But judge will do the needful, right? According to their activities. Similarly, God is also neutral to all in one sense. But if somebody loves him, serves him, the Lord naturally shows more inclination towards them. But that is not partiality. That's natural. Everyone reaps the results of one's own good or bad activities and attitudes. And more mature devotees see both distress and happiness as orchestrated by the Lord, and they don't accuse the Lord because of their difficulties. They don't accuse the Lord, oh, you are partial. Why? I'm suffering because you are partial. No, they don't accuse the Lord. They accept it as a result of their own past activities. Now, very important point. After all this discussion, we should not think that karma is supreme. God has no role to play in our life. No. Apparently, in the last 4 or 5 minutes, I was sharing that everybody reaps the result of their own past activities, means the results of their karma. So God is not partial towards anyone. That's what I was trying to say. But this does not mean karma is better than the Lord. If you take shelter of the Lord will destroy your karma also. Karmadi nirdahati kintu cha bhakti bhajam govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami. Karmani nirdahati kintu cha bhakti bhajam. If you perform bhakti, the Lord will destroy your karma also. So, actually speaking, the natural propensity of every single living being is to serve the Lord. Jivera Swarupahai Krishnera Nityadas means the Swarupa or the eternal constitutional position of every single living being is to serve Krishna. That unmotivated, uninterrupted service attitude towards the Supreme Lord Krishna is the natural, constitutional, and eternal situation of every single living entity. And that's what gives us complete happiness. If you see the Bhagavatam, first canto, Savai Pumsam Paro Dharmo Yato Bhaktira Dhokshaje Ahaituki Apratihata Yayatma Suprasidati. The Paro Dharma, the supreme duty of every single living being is to serve Krishna without any motivations or interruptions. Ahaituki means no personal desires, no selfish motives. Apratihata means no irregularities or no inconsistencies. Complete dedication. So when somebody serves the Lord in this way, ahaituki apratihata mode, then the heart is completely satisfied. Therefore, as our genuine and eternal well-wisher, the Supreme Lord Krishna expects us to be rightly positioned in the process of bhakti and not something else. Right? So because of the desire, because of Krishna's desire to see us eternally happy, situated in devotional service, he may have to punish people who are not in that mode to bring them to that mode. And he will reward those people who are actually in that mode of serving the Lord selflessly. It's not partiality. Basically, the Lord is happy for someone who is in pure consciousness of serving Krishna, and therefore he gives them all happiness. He is especially inclined towards them. So our real happiness is in our connection with Krishna. Our connections with so many people in this world will only give us distress, or sometimes they may give some temporary happiness, but mostly they are distressful. And even if there is total happiness in some relationship, that happiness is ultimately on an emotional plane, mental plane, or physical plane, probably intellectual plane, or maybe egoistic plane. But our relationship with Krishna is on spiritual plane. Our relationship with Guru and Vaishnavas is on spiritual plane. So the Lord wants us to experience that spiritual happiness, not material happiness. The Lord wants us to experience that permanent bliss and not this temporary sensual bliss. Therefore, the Lord expects everyone to be in bhakti, and he gives more preference to those people who are in the path of bhakti. Right? As I said some time back, amongst the devotees, some people will do more service like Hanuman, some people may do small service like the squirrel, but the Lord is bhavagrahi. He sees with what mood have you served him. So for him, attitude is greater than magnitude of seva. Now let me give one more example. This is a cup of milk. And if you approach this milk through your eyes, means you are not touching the milk, you are not tasting the milk, you are not smelling the milk, you are not hearing about milk. You are just seeing the milk. Means you don't have any other experience of milk other than eyes seeing it. Then what is your realization of the milk? It's a white substance. That's all you understand. And if you only touch the milk, you are not bringing any other senses in contact with the milk, you are just touching it. Then you will only understand it's hot or cold, liquid substance. That's all. You don't have any other realization of the milk. You will not completely benefit from that milk. Or you are hearing about the milk, then you will understand its health benefits. Or you are smelling the milk, you are getting its fragrance. That's all. But when you drink the milk, you will get its complete benefit. By bringing your other four senses in contact with milk, you will only have a partial realization of the milk. You will not get full benefit of the milk. Even if you go to a restaurant, if you touch or see or hear about or smell the milk, he will not give you a bill. But when you drink it, he will give the milk. What does it mean? Only by drinking the milk, you have taken complete benefit of it. But by bringing your other senses in contact with the milk, you have not taken full benefit of the milk. Similarly, different devotees approach the Lord in different ways. If you approach the Lord through karma path or gnana path or yoga path, you will not get complete realization of the Lord. Only when you approach the Lord with devotion, pure devotional service, then you will get complete realization of the Lord. And those who approach the Lord with bhakti, the Lord will reveal himself completely as Bhagavan, as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, right? So, but those who don't approach the Lord with that kind of mood of devotion, then they will only get partial understanding of the Lord. For example, this Gnanis, they only enter Brahman. Yogis, they may get some Ashtasiddhis or get some Paramatma realization, but it is devotees who get complete realization of the Lord as a reciprocal personality. So, to get full benefit of the milk, you have to drink it, not just touch or see or hear about it. Similarly, to get complete realization of the Lord or complete mercy of the Lord, you have to approach him with bhakti, not karma, not gnana, not yoga. If you see the Lord as an order supplier, some people are there. They see the Lord as a pain reliever, that's all. Krishna speaks about 4 types of devotees in the Bhagavad Gita, 7th chapter. चतुर्विधा भजन्ते मां जनाः सुकृतिनोऽर्जुन आर्तो जिज्ञासुरर्थार्थी ज्ञानी च भरतर्षभ. Artha Bhakta means one who is in distress. They come to the Lord only to relieve themselves from distress. They are relief seekers. Jignasu means they are very curious people, very inquisitive. They want to know more and more about the Lord. They want to employ their material curiosity in spiritual subjects, and the Lord will reciprocate with them accordingly. And these people are third category. People are artharthi. They want money. Not only money, they want also power and position and influence and all that. So they are called artharthi. They want some wealth and position. And they see the Lord as wealth giver. First category people, they see the Lord as a relief giver. Second category people see the Lord as the source of different wonders, fulfilling their curiosity. Third category people, they see the Lord as a money supplier, wealth supplier, position supplier. That's their understanding of the Lord. But fourth category, Gnani, they have better understanding of the Lord, but not the ultimate understanding. So different people approach the Lord in different ways, and the Lord will reciprocate accordingly. But those who approach the Lord with pure devotion, they are the best, right? We have to choose the Lord ultimately. Now let me share one little incident from Mahabharata to conclude our session on the Lord's partiality. So once, I think many of you know this also, just before Kurukshetra war, once Duryodhana and Arjuna, both of them went to Lord Krishna seeking his help. They wanted some help from the Lord during the Kurukshetra war. At that time, Krishna was lying down, he was sleeping. So Duryodhana went first and he saw that Krishna is sleeping. So Duryodhana went to the head of the bed, means towards the head side of Krishna, and sat in a chair there. But later Arjuna came. Arjuna stood at Krishna's lotus feet with folded palms. As you're seeing in this picture, you see, Arjuna is at the feet of the Lord, but Duryodhana is at the head of the Lord. So Krishna was sleeping like this. As soon as Krishna got up, he saw the man who is in front of him at his lotus feet. That is our Arjuna. And after some time, Krishna noticed Duryodhana, right? Oh, you are on this side, right? So uh, then Krishna asked, so, my dear princess, why did you come here? Uh, can I do something for you? What's the purpose of your visit? Duryodhana said, Krishna, I have come here to seek your assistance in the war. I came before Arjun. Arjun came later. So it is my right to ask your assistance for the first. Then Krishna smiled and said, yes, yes, of course, you have arrived first. But I saw Arjuna first because Arjuna is at my lotus feet. As soon as I opened my eyes from sleep, I could see Krishna first. I should see Arjuna first. And also it is said that in the scriptures that we should give the youngest person the first opportunity to make a choice, not the older one. Duryodhan, you are an older person and you are the eldest of your all of your 100 brothers. But Arjuna is a third brother in his amongst his 5 brothers, and also he is younger than you. Therefore, and I have seen him first. Therefore, I must give him the first opportunity to choose, to make a choice. You both want assistance, my assistance during the war, right? Fine. You see, I have an army of 1 million soldiers. Together they are called Narayani Sena. All of them are great warriors. They are equal to me in battle. So one of you can accept the Narayani Sena. On the other hand, one more person, one amongst you should accept me. By the way, I will not fight. I have left weapons. I will not pick up a weapon. I will not fight on your behalf. I can be there next to you, giving you some advice, some kind of assistance I can do in the form of giving some advice. That's all. Otherwise, I will not fight. Either you want me, unarmed me, Krishna, or my 1 million soldiers, Narayani Sena. You decide. And first, Arjuna should choose. Arjuna, with absolutely no hesitation, he chose Krishna. He did not want the Narayani Sena. What will I do with Narayani Sena if Krishna is not there with me? So many people in this world, they want Krishna's energy, not Krishna himself. They want Krishna's energy. For example, Shishupal wanted Rukmini Devi, not Krishna. Ravana wanted Sita Devi, not Ramachandra. Many materialistic people, they want wealth. They worship Lakshmi for wealth, but they don't worship Narayana. And Lakshmi herself is also not very happy with such people. So here is Duryodhan. He wanted Krishna's energies or Krishna's soldiers. He doesn't want Krishna. But, Arjuna very cleverly, not just cleverness, he has complete pure devotion. Therefore, he chose Krishna more than his Narayani Sena. So when devotees come with such spirits of exclusive surrender, exclusive love for the Lord, how can the Lord be not partial towards them? Lord has to be partial towards them, isn't it? So if the Lord is giving some special attention to such people, why should you have any problem? So Arjuna chose Krishna and Duryodhana chose Narayani Sena. So Krishna is giving all his power and strength to Arjuna. He is protecting Arjuna in various ways on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, giving so many advices. So you cannot say that Krishna's partiality is wrong. Even if Krishna is partial, actually Krishna is reciprocal, not partial. But even if you want to call it partiality, that partiality is completely justified. Right? Krishna may show partiality in the sense that, okay, let me give more preference to Arjuna's choice and more than even Duryodhana's choice. Let Arjuna make the first choice. But see how devotee Arjuna reciprocated with that opportunity given by Krishna. Krishna, I want you only. See, the devotee is not tempted by power and position or name, fame, prestige, or money or Sena here in this context. Even if the Lord personally gives you whatever you want to take from me, the devotee says, I don't want to take anything from you. I want you. I want you to be my friend. So because of that complete dedication, therefore, the Lord is specially inclined towards devotees. Now, does God hate bad people? Okay, Duryodhan, does Krishna hate Duryodhan? No. Now, how can you say no? Krishna gave more preference to Arjuna's choice than Duryodhan's choice. Later, after the whole war was over, it is Krishna who instigated Bhima to hit the thigh of Duryodhana and caused Duryodhana's downfall. How can you say that Krishna doesn't hate Duryodhana? Apparently, it seems like that. But when Duryodhana was lying in a pool of blood with his thigh broken by Bhima's gada, Krishna was not at all happy to see that. He was thinking, I have given so many opportunities to Duryodhana to rectify his rebellious mentality. But Duryodhana, he denied all these opportunities. Krishna is actually feeling sad for him. Similarly, Lord Ramachandra has given so many opportunities to Ravana to rectify his mentality and make friendship with Lord Ramachandra, but Ravana never accepted them. Ravana is very arrogant. The Lord wants to rectify the mentality of wrongdoers and is willing to forgive their misdeeds, but he never interferes with their independence. If they want to be independent and if they want to live separately from the Lord doesn't interfere with that. And when their independent mentality crosses certain boundaries, and if they become very cruel and demoniac, etc., then the Lord is obliged to punish a wrongdoer, but He is not happy punishing because everybody is a child of the Lord. So the Lord wants to rectify the mentality of miscreants, but when they become too adamant, they don't want to be rectified, then Krishna has to punish them. He's obliged to punish them, not to take revenge on them, but to liberate them from their demonic mentality. He is doing so many demonic activities with the demonic mentality. Let me punish him so that he stops it. That's the thing. That's the conclusion. The Lord, even if He punishes, His punishment is actually protection. The Lord protects the devotees and punishes the demons. And even this punishment is also protection. Thus, the Lord protects everyone according to their mentality, according to their need. Because the Lord protects everybody. He's equal to all. Right? He's equal. He's not partial to anyone. Now, let me conclude with another dimension of equality. In short, the Lord is specially inclined towards devotees. And who can become a devotee? Anybody can become a devotee, right? So anybody can become a devotee. He gives that opportunity to everyone to become a devotee. Thus, he is impartially partial towards everyone. Means, if you become a devotee, the Lord will become partial towards you. But if you are not a devotee, the Lord may even punish you also. But does the Lord stop anyone to become a devotee? No. Therefore, he's impartially partial towards everyone, right? Means the opportunity to become devotee is given to every single living entity. If someone chooses to remain not as a devotee, then the Lord is obliged to treat them in a certain way. But if you become a devotee, the Lord will become specially inclined towards the devotee, and everybody can become a devotee. Thus, the Lord is impartially partial towards everybody, right? So with this, I'll conclude this discussion on Krishna's partiality. So he is not partial. He is reciprocal. He seems to be partial towards his devotees, but anybody can become devotee and get that so-called, get that quote unquote partiality from him. He's impartially partial towards all because he gives equal opportunity to everyone to reciprocate, to receive his mercy, receive his grace. Thank you very much. ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय.
Thank you so much, Your Grace, for this beautiful discourse today on His God is Partial. Thank you once again. Your Grace, next we can have quickly take one or two questions. Devotees can type out the questions in the chat box. We have one question here, Prabhu. Prabhu, can I read it out for you?
Yeah, please.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu, pranams. Can the Lord show favoritism to the demons and atheists? Is there any chance?
Favoritism towards atheists? Yes, why not? If they give up their atheistic mentality, the Lord will show favoritism towards them. If they give up their demoniac mentality, the Lord will show favoritism towards them. Next question.
Thank you, Prabhu. Next question. Why are the people envious of the Lord?
They are envious of the Lord because they want to become Lord. Why do we become envious of anybody when they have something which we don't have? If they have certain position or privilege or some gadget or commodity or something which we don't have, and if we desire it, we actually become envious of those people. So the Lord has power, position, is the controller, is the master, is the enjoyer, is the proprietor, is the creator. And when we also want to become controller, master, proprietor, enjoyer, creator, then we become envious of the Lord. That's the reason. We want to become God, therefore we envy God. Next.
Thank you, Your Grace. Is there any other questions, Prabhus and Matajis?
Hare Krishna Mataji, Pranam. I could not put it in the chat, so I have unmuted. Please apologize. Mataji, Prabhuji, Pranam Prabhuji, how we can develop that unalloyed faith over the Lord Prabhu? Because when we are child, we have a lot of humility or less logical and all those things. But when we age, at least to me, that becomes very logical rather than more reliance until unless the situation is totally beyond the control.
So we can develop such unflinching faith in the Lord in various ways. First, faith is bestowed upon us by a devotee. The first stage of bhakti is Shraddha, faith, and that faith will keep on growing as we are progressing in bhakti. But that first bit of faith, how will we get? Two things: Satam Kripa, Mahat Seva. Satam Kripa means when devotees are merciful towards us, we develop some faith. Mahat Seva means when we happen to do some little seva to Mahat, to great devotees, we'll get that faith. So by the mercy of uh, devotees, pure devotees, and also by doing some little seva to them, we develop some seed of faith, little faith. And that faith will grow. From Shraddha stage, when we go to Sadhu Sangha stage, then the faith will expand. We go to Bhajana Kriya stage, faith will be increased even more. We go to Anarthana stage, faith will be even more. So someone who is on prema level, he has maximum faith in the Lord, right? But the beginning of the faith is the mercy of a devotee. And let's do some service to devotees, that will give us faith. You want more to it, then the more you hear about these beautiful pastimes of Srimad Bhagavatam and the glories of Krishna and the Bhagavad Gita, the more we develop faith in him. And the more we observe the activities and the moods of faithful devotees, that will instill faith in us. So faith is a product of our association with the devotees and our association with Shastra, association with the sound vibration, and also faith is developed by serving the devotees. Thank you. Any other question?
I think we have only that many questions, Your Grace. Thank you so much once again, Prabhu, and for Your Grace's time and association. We look forward to Prabhu's next class. And next, we have some internal announcements, Prabhu. So we understand if Your Grace has any other engagements. So for the next session, can we invite His Grace Vishnu Chaitanya Prabhu? Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. So we'd like to thank His Grace Gauranga Darshan Prabhu for such an insightful session. So I'll just share with you something. Prabhu is well sought after because of his 1 minute meeting. Where did I put Sunday class? Okay. Because of Prabhu's extensive understanding in Bhagavad Gita. Prabhu is also Sanskrit teacher. So Prabhu has so much to share. So I'll just share with you something, adding on to what Prabhu has mentioned, because I know the chemistry of my students. So just adding on, it's not that I'm going to do any correction. No, Prabhu has done everything very beautifully. Just to add on, there was a very beautiful analogy that Prabhu gave with regards to this bee, the flower, the lotus, and the sun. Who to blame? Correct? So generally what happens is we are very quick to blame others for all the troubles that we're going through. That is something that we don't have to go through what do you call that, training program. It comes naturally. We blame everybody else for what we are going through. Now, we have to be very clear, as what Prabhu mentioned, the sun is not a cause, the flower is not a, lotus is not a cause, the bee is the cause. Now, how to deal with this bee? So similarly, all of us are bees. All of us are beasts, so we have to be very clear how to deal with the situation. So with that, what happens is, in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says this very clearly, says, na adati kasyachit papam na chaiva sukratam vibhum. Ajnena avratam jnanam tena muhyante jantava. Nor does the Supreme Lord assume anyone's sinful or pious activities. No. Embodied beings, however, are bewildered because of the ignorance which covers their real knowledge. The problem with us is we are ignorant. That we don't want to accept. Now, this ignorance, sometimes what happens, the problem is just because we have got some material qualification, we are thinking, oh, that is intelligence. But if you look at Bhagavad Gita, what Krishna speaks about intelligence is completely different from the intelligence we are speaking in the material world. So therefore, we have to open our eyes to find out what is real intelligence. So Krishna speaks about all these things. I don't have much time. But then again, Krishna says, hey, I'm neutral, These places, you can see Krishna explains very clearly that Krishna says, I'm neutral. Udasino vat asinam, O Dhananjaya, all this work cannot bind me. I'm ever detached and I'm neutral. Now, this up and downs the favoritism of the Lord and, enemy of the Lord, it's actually operating from the point of duality, because we are in duality, right? So we will have this problem. So Prabhu gave very beautiful examples. And who is the root cause of my problem? This Krishna explains very clearly in chapter 13. Karya karna kartatve hetu prakriti uchyate. Purusha sukha dukkhanam bhoktartve hetu uchyate. Nature is said to